Hello and welcome back to CMD Oral Space for Selection. This is a weekly market forecast on DXY, letters to dollar, and then gold. So we do weekly analysis for the traders to know what is going to happen in the course of the week. So without further ado, for a short recap on week three, right? Week three. This is actually week four. Week four forecast. So in week three, we we drew a conclusion that in fact this is week three, right? This is where the analysis began. This blue line is where the price was, right? So the following day the market opened here. So you see a small bullish candle here, very small. So this is where the analysis began. We did the analysis here, and then we saw that the market was actually consolidating. There was a bit of indecision happening around this place, right? Don't worry if last week's video or diagram looks a bit different from now, because I told you that when we do the analysis and then we have the forecast in the course of the week, we may have another perspective. And I said that my perspective doesn't really has to do anything with the change in the direction of the market. So what I mean is, if we anticipated that the market was going to be uptrend, then the weekly and the course of week, the perspective that we have is not actually going to change it, but it's just a matter of the movements up and down in that sense. So that is what happened. So in the course of the week, I had another perspective, right? So we said initially that the price was ranging here. So what we were expecting that is either the price breaks above the resistance or breaks below the support, right? So this is the channel that I have here. I just use this tool, right? It actually helps you to draw the gap between the consolidating area. So we said that the market was going to either break above or break below. And then when either of them happens, then that will be the general market movement. So that was actually what happened. So when you got here, the market began from here. And then from Monday, this is what happened, right? So this is what happened, and the market got to this point. I think Tuesday, so Monday it was ranging within this channel. So on Tuesday, market broke above the resistance level. Now, if you look at the second candlestick, this is actually another glitch. I told you, I think in the week two, that this is based on the what? The broker. If you check on your DXY charts from your trading view, you may not have this spike there, right? It means that the broker from which I took my DXY may differ from yours. So this is what happens. So this is not actually a spike that had effects on the corresponding pairs of what DXY. So that is, so market broke out, and then lo and behold, this is what we have seen, right? So from here, markets or prices do not get back to this resistance level again. That was my anticipation. If you follow, if you have forgotten, and if you want to ascertain, actually verify whatever I said, if it is true or not, just check the in fact, the video three, week three, and you see whatever I said, that it is actually what true. That if market breaks above this resistance level, it's not going to retrace back to this level again. That's what I said. And then it happened. So you see what happened. Market actually what? Rallied above this resistance level. And then I think on Friday, this is what actually happened. Thursday, this is what happened. There was a news on Thursday. So this is what happened, right? And then Friday, markets actually go down to this level. Now, in week four, right? In week four, this is what is going to happen. We are going to do another top-down analysis, right? But then we realize that in the perspective, in the course of the week that I had, right, I had to draw another channel, right? A trending line up and down, support and resistance. So we realized that market was actually continuing in another ranging upward what market, ranging upward market. Even though it is ranging, it is generally what moving up. So this is what market was doing. So with my forecast, everything is right. So this is what happened. Now, I think I may have to remove some of the trend lines to do in order to have a clear view or a clear chart for the week 4 analysis, right? So let me just try and then remove certain things so that we don't get confused. I may bring them back so that we get a full idea of whatever I'm saying. So this is it, right? If you should have this is what is happening, right? Now, this is what it's going to look like, but I'm still going to bring this in back in order to do the top-down analysis, right? If you get to a place that is confusing, I'll remove the trend lines again because to me, the trend lines are still what valid. I use them in the 4th-week analysis. So I'm going to bring everything back, right? And then I'll move to the top-down analysis. Now, let's move to the weekly time frame and see what is happening on the weekly time frame. If it is bullish, bearish, or better say consolidating, right? So this is what we are going to look at, right? I don't actually use the weekly time frame analysis, but because the analysis is based on weekly analysis, that is why I sometimes have to just move towards the weekly time frame. Because why am I saying this? Because actually the time frame that we are actually trading here is 1 hour. So you can either trade 1 hour or 30 minutes time frame. That's okay. That is perfectly okay. So now on the weekly time frame, this is what I am seeing here. So I won't waste much time here on the weekly, the daily, and then maybe when I get to the 4 hour and then the 1 hour, that's what I actually draw conclusions then. But this is actually going to help me one way or the other. So now when you look at the weekly time frame, if you have a glimpse of it or just looking at it with the naked eye, not much analysis or any technical thing done here. You realize that we have a bullish pattern forming here. Market is what moving back, right? It's moving up. So that is it. So we can say that the weekly time frame is what is bullish, right? But not forgetting there is this uh, shape that I have here, this rectangular shape that I have here. This is what a bearish FGF, a fair value gap, right? You may not see the importance of it here. So you move down and then you see it, but there's a fair value gap here. This fair value gap is actually a bearish one, meaning when price taps into it, price has a higher probability of what reversing or pulling back, or in better still dipping. It's bearish, right? So markets may move back. So that is what I'm saying. But even though generally on the weekly time frame, we see a bearish candlestick pattern forming. Now, let's move to the daily time frame and then let's see what is happening there. Now, on weekly time frame, this is what we have here. On the weekly time frame, this is what you have here. Now, on the weekly time frame, generally we see an upward trend, right? Market is moving up. Market is in an uptrend. It's buying, right? Yet we see that there is another fair value gap here. Fair value gap here. If you don't know what is a fair value gap, please just find time and Google on that, right? We have a bullish fair value gap and then we have a bearish fair value gap. In what it means that when prices taps into them, it has a higher tendency of what reversing or pulling back. That is what it means. So this is what we have here. Now, when you look in this fair value gap, even though the market is in the uptrend, if you look at this fair value gap, sorry, you see that market is a bit in consolidation, in indecisive form, right? In indecision. If you look at this, look at here. We have, there's one here. Let me clean this one out. Right. Now there's a bullish candlestick here, right? But this bullish candlestick, even though it's bullish in nature, psychologically it's bearish, right? You understand this? If you don't know, if you don't want to get this thing, please watch in our videos, the beginners and then the intermediate. I think in the intermediate actually address candlestick patterns and forms, the psychology behind every one of them. Now, so this is bullish in nature, but in psychology or in anatomy, it is not bearish, right? This is what is it a bearish pin bar, a bearish inverted one, the hammer one, and then here there's another one here. This is bullish, all right, but market is not indecision. Price is opening and closing a bit around the same level. Now on the current candlestick, it hasn't finished forming. I think when markets opens, it will actually close. So we can say that this is what bearish in nature. You understand? So that is what is happening. But all these things that are happening, they are happening in the fair value gap. So with my knowledge in fair value gap, and for this being a bearish fair value gap, what it means is that it has quite a probability of what reversing or moving down or dipping, even though generally we see an uptrend. So what it means is that anything is bound to happen here, right? Anything is bound to happen here. You could actually bounce back, gap up, become bullish, and then that means it will break that fair value gap, meaning it will violate that fair value gap rule. We know that in this market, we learn a lot of rules and a lot of confluences, but many a time, there are exceptions to some of the rules. The market can decide to behave anyhow it what it perceives or it likes, based on what the power of the sellers and buyers in the market at that moment. So we know, we have learned the technical analysis that this is what is mainly bound to happen, market reversing. Yet anything is bound to happen in the fair value gap. But generally, the market trend is in uptrend, right? So this is what I'm saying. So I always say that on Mondays, please don't rush into taking trade. That's what I've observed. Don't rush into taking trades, but wait for the market to actually decide, because the analysis that we have done, even though I do analysis for you, I myself do not trade right away, right? So I wait for the market to actually settle down, normally around Monday's evening, 4 p.m. Right. So that's when I can actually decide and see what the market is doing. Because you see that the market is in what? In some range. So I wait for it what? To actually break above or below, then I'll have that full decision to make. So you understand what I mean? Now, so let's move to the 4 hour time frame and see what is happening. In the 4 hour time frame too, right? We are still in that channel, but the channel has just been broken, right? It has just been broken, but it has broken also below this support level. It has broken below this support level, and at the same time, the price is below this 50 EMA. If you realize, I use 50 EMA, I use trend lines, right? In my analysis, 50 EMA, trend lines, and then the candlestick pattern that is actually forming currently, usually on the last 3 candlesticks, then I'll decide. So you see, in this place, we are still in what? The fair value gap. Now, in the fair value gap, there is another consolidation happening in the fair value gap, right? Look at it. In the fair value gap, there's a consolidation happening in the fair value gap. Now, but the price has broken just below the support level. It's not far away from it. It could actually bounce back and move up and break this resistance, the support level, or now a resistance level, and then actually come back to what? Break this 50 EMA. because we are in a fair value gap level. That is it. So with that being said, let's move to our final time frame. Actually, I should have actually used only three time frames to do my analysis, but I just wanted you to have a full view of whatever analysis I am doing, so that it doesn't look too abstract. So I use the weekly, I've used daily, I've used 1 hour, I've used weekly, daily, 4 hour, and now we are on the 1 hour. Now on the 1 hour too, there's still prices within the fair value gap. But in the fair value gap, we have the market generally in an uptrend. Now we have a trend line, and we have a support trend line, and then a resistance support line. Price is still below the 50 EMA, and at the same time below the support level, right? Now, even though it is here, anything is still bound to happen because the prices have not actually moved far away from the 50 EMA and then the support line, right? And we are still in the fair value gap. So anything is bound to happen. So what you do is on Mondays, please wait. Actually wait and then decide. If only you are not already in a trade, maybe you are swinging. So if you are swinging, for me, please still obey, believe in your analysis and still obey your rules, your trading plan, right? So don't be in a haste to exit the market. Just leave it. Then maybe you decide at the end of what? Monday, or at the end of Monday, and then you see what is going to happen. So this is what I have for you, right? So in recap, right? The weekly time frame is bullish, yet it is tapping into a fair value gap, and then the daily is in an uptrend, still ranging near a resistance level, right? And then when we move to the 1 hour and then the 4 hour, we are still in a ranging market, just that the price is below the 50 EMA and the support level. You understand? So please be mindful, relax, don't rush into taking trade, wait for the market to actually decide and give you a clear direction. Then you can follow in that sense. So that is it. Now with gold, let me just give you a brief recap on gold. So on gold, I'm expecting a bullish week on gold. I'm expecting a bullish week on gold. So this is the trade that I took in the course of the recent week. I think I took only 3 or 2. This is what I took, right? Now I'm expecting that the week will be bullish, right? So on a 1 hour is bullish for me, and then the 4 hour too, we have bounced back from the support level. So I'm expecting a bullish, and then the weekly even. The weekly also looks bullish for me. The weekly also looks bullish for me. So that is looking at the trend, the channel. It looks bullish for me. So please, thank you for watching this. Please like and subscribe. If you have any personal questions, please reach back, check in the channel description and get back to us. Please like and subscribe. And then one thing I also said, I realized that sometimes I do the analysis and then in the course of the week, I'll have another perspective. Now, because I'm doing this video on weekly basis, I can't come and do another video. It will be a bit confusing. So what I'll do is, YouTube has a feature called the community, where I can post a picture. So I'll do analysis for another perspective, right? A picture, I'll post and write something there. So you can visit our social media platforms, TikTok, YouTube, and Twitter. We have the same handle, cmg. Space. So you check the place and then you can get what is happening, because maybe sometimes the analysis that I do actually plays out correctly, I think latest by Wednesday. Then Wednesday, sometimes the market I'll have another perspective. Not that it is changing, but another perspective in terms of the trend. So please be watching out for this. I'll post them. Maybe it could be a YouTube short, just a 30-second video for an update. So thank you very much for watching. Have a happy trading week. Bye. Yeah.